Okay. We're live right now. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me just... Okay. Hi everyone, how you guys doing here? Tomorrow I'll have the next part of Medal of Honor up. I'm sorry I haven't, had it up in a few days. I've just been busy with a bunch of stuff. It's going good, Rashawn. How are you, man? Keep the light on. Saints Row 1 is a great game. Okay. Hey, Jonathan. Thoughts on the career progress? Oh, it's okay in GT Online. It's not that, I haven't looked at all of it yet, but I'm just focusing on just still making videos just for the update. I'm really curious what Reddit Online is gonna even get in the summer. It's not gonna get anything. I know it's probably gonna get, like, if anything, like maybe like some new Call to Arms maps, but. Oh, hello, Deep Star. Thank you for the super chat. Well, I don't think you can really compare GT and Red Dead. Rockstar's be out of their minds to remove 180 cars and bikes in their most recent update. Yep. It's stupid. Thank you for the super chat, Victor. You know, the thing about that is, imagine if Rockstar just added Mexico to this game. Just imagine it, right? If Rockstar actually added Mexico to this game, it would bring back, the number of players in this game would triple, possibly quadruple, if they brought Mexico as a map expansion. I guarantee you it. Because even the people who absolutely, there's people who absolutely, hate Red Dead Online, and they only play, the single player. Even they would play Red Dead Online if there was a Mexico map expansion. Oh, hey, Mr. Waifu. Oh, 2 years you've been a member. Thank you, Mr. Waifu, for the support. I really appreciate it, man. My birthday is tomorrow, Pro. Also, happy Friday. Well, happy early birthday, Jimmy. Thank you for the super chat, man. Hello, Solar Snow. Hey, man. Hey, Chasseruni. Yes, I'll play LA Noire one day, yes. The last time I played a cop game was, Sleeping Dogs. Well, thank you for sponsoring the channel, James. You've been a member for, nearly 3 years. Thanks, man. And thank you, Monty's, Gaming, for the super chat. Oh my god, great, and the...
You can't be back here yet.
Great, trying to get a little better with these in first person, but using the revolvers in first person can be a bit hard sometimes. you go. I'm getting much better with these. Okay. Oh, thank you, George. Happy Friday, everyone. Everyone, hey, Pro, what are your top 5 Walking Dead characters? I would say Rick. Negan is also a pretty cool character, even though he was a villain, for a long time. Yeah, he was a pretty cool character. Morgan, yeah, definitely Morgan's on there too. Trying to think. I mean, Daryl used to be kind of cool, but he became pretty annoying in like the later on. Do you think that Scarface The World Is Yours is better than some GTA games? Oh yeah, like if you compare Scarface The World Is Yours to GTA 3, I think it's better than GTA 3. Thank you, Austin. But do you know what I think the Scarface game does better than like a lot of other games? I think it does it better that the Scarface The World Is Yours, for being a PS2 game, had the perfect economy. Like the economy in that game was perfect. Because there was like the drug system and then converting the drugs to money and then putting the dirty money into like the bank and then like spending it on all these different like, you know, things. I think that, you know, all these things for your mansion and these businesses, I think the Scarface game was, like, really good with the economy. I think, you know, that open world game was one of the best economies I've ever seen. Have I ever played a Resident Evil game? I played a few of them. Like, Resident Evil 5 I did beat, but I haven't really been into them. Would I replay GTA 4? Yes, but probably not for, like, you know, at least another year or two, because it's, like, when I played it, like, 2 years ago, so I don't want to, like, you know, I'll replay it again one day, but, yeah, Scarface has an even better economy than Vice City Stories in Vice City. Vice City Stories a little bit better economy than Vice City, but yeah, they're all of them are great games. Hey Pro, you're the best YouTuber. Want you reach 20 million subs. I love Red Dead Redemption 2. Thank you, thank you, Sayef. Thanks, man.
What's your problem?
Yeah, I would consider playing the Walking Dead games one day, definitely. My top 5 not in order. Rick, the Governor, Morgan, Herschel, and Negan. Oh, I completely forgot about Herschel, yeah, and he had one of the most messed up deaths in the series. Thank you, George.
Are you goddamn cocksucker?
Probably call my dad on that day. I'll probably think about something. I'll probably get my dad money for Father's Day because he usually just prefers money. Thank you, Austin, for sponsoring my channel. Yes, I'm gonna finish Crime Boss, don't worry guys, I have like 1 or 2 parts left. Guys, do you know why I didn't upload the last part of Crime Boss? Because it was, the reason I didn't upload the last part, it was only 1 part left. There was only 1 part left, and I finished it a month ago, I did. But do you know why I never uploaded it? Because it's really embarrassing, the reason I never uploaded it. Because what happened was, I had an update on my PC, I restarted it, and then after I restarted my PC, I started recording with OBS. Now here's what happened. That update, what it did was, it reset my OBS mic. So it didn't pick up a mic. And so I recorded all of the whole Crime Boss ending with no audio. That was basically it. No, like, it was just a video, but like no commentary, and no, you couldn't even hear the characters. And I was like, oh my god, this is stupid. And so basically what I had to do is I had to start over the entire game again. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just getting back to the part where I was last time, and then I'm gonna upload the end. But that just sucked. It was the final part too, and it was right there. It was just, yeah. When are GTA streams? On Sundays. Pro, you know when you said that Kane and Lynch is too violent, do you think the game is treated unfairly because of that? And do you think the opinion that some gamers need to have violence to tell story? Yes. Well, look, Kane and Lynch has always been a very dark game. You know, and Kane and Lynch 1 was a pretty dark game too, but Kane and Lynch 2 is much darker. And here's what I'll say about Kane and Lynch, is that if Kane and Lynch was not dark, there wouldn't really be much to it, because that was one of the main themes of the game, was how dark they were. But yes, there was people that were upset by the level of violence in Kane and Lynch 2, but what I'll say about those people is those people are babies. The people who are upset about the violence in Kane and Lynch 2, because that was the whole point of the Kane and Lynch games. They were always very violent. You know, much more violent than GTA. So they were just, I don't know what people were expecting. Like, it was the same thing when, I remember when Rambo 5 came out, like, Rambo Last Blood. I actually really liked Rambo Last Blood. And I saw that movie in, like, was it September of 2019? And I remember that, after that movie came out and I read the critics were complaining about Rambo Last Blood. They were saying, oh, it's too violent. They were saying that Rambo killed too many people in this movie. And they were complaining about the head scene. That's what they were complaining, because there's like one scene where one guy gets his head cut off in Rambo, and so the critics were complaining about that. And the thing about this is, one of the reviewers for Rambo 5, he wrote that Rambo killed more people than Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th. But the thing is, that's one of the stupidest comparisons I've ever seen, because Rambo is a good guy. Literally, Jason is an undead serial killer. It's not a comparison to make. And the thing is, like, what planet have these people been living on? Every single Rambo movie, Rambo goes on a violent rampage. Every single Rambo movie. And only the first movie, he only killed 1 person in the first movie, which was that corrupt cop that was trying to kill him. But it was that every single, like, and even though he only killed 1 person in the first movie, he still, you know, fought so many people and he hurt so many cops in the first movie and National Guard soldiers. So Rambo has always been a violent movie. So I don't know what these critics were honestly expecting when they were complaining that Rambo Last Blood was too violent. It's like, what kind of planet are they living on? Like, what next? Like, you know, the new Outlast game just came out. Like, you know, what are they gonna complain that Outlast Trials is too scary? That's the whole point. It's a scary game. So it's like, you know, these reviewers are just stupid. And I'll tell you something else. If you've seen the Rambo movies, I've seen every single Rambo movie, and every single person that Rambo kills in all of those movies deserved it. Every single person. There is not one innocent person that he kills in all of those movies, all 5 of the movies. Every single person that he kills in those movies deserve it. Every single one. So like they were all really, really bad people. So even though there's some gruesome deaths in the Rambo movies, like every single person he kills is a bad person. Rambo's not killed 1 innocent person in all of the movies. And you know, in the last movie they were complaining about like the guy who gets his head cut off. The guy who gets his head cut off in Rambo 5 was a cartel boss who literally drugged girls and kidnapped them. That's like, and so Rambo cut that guy's head off in like 1 scene. Like, that guy deserved it. Like, that guy was a horrible human being. So I don't know, like, what they were, like, honestly complaining about, that the movie was, like, too violent. It's like these stupid, like, you know, critics, they're babies. That's what they are. Like, complaining about violence and all this other, you know, nonsense. You know, that's the whole point of those movies. They're supposed to be violent. Let me see here. Oh, thank you, Austin, for sponsoring my channel. Thanks, man. Yeah, I can't imagine a Kane and Lynch 3 coming out today. Even if IO Interactive got the rights to Kane and Lynch 3 and decided to make a Kane and Lynch 3, I can't imagine them making a Kane and Lynch 3. And even if they did, it would probably be a lot less violent than Kane and Lynch 2. I don't think, you know, I don't think we will ever see a crime game, like another crime game that beats Kane and Lynch 2 violence. I don't think we'll ever see one that's more violent than Kane and Lynch 2 violence anymore. Like, and I'm talking crime games specifically. Like, I know there's horror games that are much more violent than Kane and Lynch, but I'm talking specifically crime games. I don't think we'll ever see a crime game that's more violent than Kane and Lynch 2. So I don't think, like, a game like Kane and Lynch 2, I don't think that would be able to come out today, personally. Can't hear you in game chat, Pat. My voice chatting settings aren't everyone. Tried saying hello and it doesn't go through. Oh, I'm not sure then, Melon. Thank you for the super chat. I might play Outlast Trials, and thank you, Dark the Daemon, for sponsoring my channel. I want to play Outlast Trials because I know it's co-op too. Oh, Equalizer 3 has been confirmed. Really? Really? Oh, I really hope you're being serious. Let me Google this. Oh, there is a, Oh, there is an Equalizer 3. It's coming out. Oh, man. Okay, I'm really excited. Oh, yeah, I love Equalizer. I love these movies. This is like one of Denzel Washington's best movies. Oh, man. Yeah, and it's coming out in September. Oh, and Equalizer 3, he's going to Italy. Oh, he's going to Italy and he's going to be fighting the Italian Mafia. Oh, this is Southern Italy? Oh, he's probably going to be in Sicily. Okay, yes, I'm reading it. The main antagonists in the new movie are going to be the Sicilian Mafia. So that's going to be really interesting to see that. Oh, yeah, definitely. For people that don't know what Equalizer is a vigilante movie. You know, he's a former government agent who's like retired. Like he was some former special ops guy. Like he was like some really like crazy elite special forces soldier like back in the day. And so he retired from his life of being like, you know, some special forces soldier. And what happens is, you know, he starts, he sees a lot of injustice in the world, and so he just becomes like a vigilante, and so he goes after a lot of different criminals. And in the first movie, he went after the Russian mafia, and in the second movie, he went after, it was like a corrupt government agency. And then in the third movie, you know, he's going after the Sicilian Mafia, so that's gonna be definitely interesting. So yeah, thank you for telling me about Equalizer 3. I'll definitely see that movie, 100% when it comes out. 100% I'll see it.
To each their due. Money's on the table.
You know, you know what I think the best scene in the Equalizer 2 is, remember in the Equalizer 2 when he goes into the crack house, and he just like as he's going through the crack house, he like beats up the gang members, and then when he finds that one kid and he like just brings him downstairs. And he tells him to like stay away from the gang lifestyle and tells him about how horrible it is, and he basically gives him a lot of really tough love. Like, you know, I think that was like the best, like, you know, I think that was, you know, probably the best scene in the entire movie. No, I haven't pre-ordered Spider-Man 3, but I mean Spider-Man 2, but I want to play the Spider-Man 2, but I'm gonna probably I want to play Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man Miles Morales before I play it. Thank you, Blinded Eagle. Hey there, the professional. Loved the Kane and Lynch series. It brought back a lot of good memories. I used to love those games. I was wondering if you have ever considered playing Wolfenstein or Doom. Regards from Colombia. Thank you, Santiago. I never really played the Doom games, but I might consider playing the Wolfenstein games on the channel one day, Santiago. Thank you for the super chat. I played the Wolfenstein game that came out in 2014. I did play that one, and I beat it, but I didn't play the second one that came out. Do you think if Tony told Sosa that there were kids in the car when they were on the phone, do you think Sosa would have still tried to kill him? Yes, I would. He would have. Sosa didn't care about the kids in the car, and I'm pretty sure that Sosa made up his mind he was still gonna kill Tony. Like, he pretty much sent the hit squad over, like, already when he called. It was just, I think Sosa just wanted some kind of explanation of what happened. Or I think Sosa was probably gonna, he was probably gonna kill Tony either way, in that situation. But, Austin, you don't have to super chat me again, but I just wanted to ask you a second question here. I'll look for your comment. I do really appreciate the super chat. Or I mean, so you don't feel like you have to super chat for me to read your next comment, I mean. But, basically, have you watched the Scarface game? Have you played the Scarface game by any chance, Austin? Have you played that one? because that actually answers your question. I agree. I love the first 2 movies. I haven't seen them in so long. Definitely watch the 3rd movie. Thank you, George, for the super chat. And what's up, Mr. Waifu? And about the Equalizer, I heard that they made Equalizer into a TV show, right? But the Equalizer TV show is actually not canon to the movie. It's like a completely different actors, and it's just and I heard that the Equalizer TV show sucked. Is that true? But I only seen the movies. I haven't watched the TV show. You know I have to keep supporting you, homeboy. Well, thank you, Daniel. But Austin, you still here, man? Oh, I have played it, but I never beat it. Okay, Austin, what I would do, go on my YouTube channel and go on my videos and search up on my videos Scarface game ending, or search up Tony Gets Revenge on Sosa, because in the final mission in the Scarface game, you confront Sosa. And there's a cutscene in which Tony actually tells Sosa that there was kids in the car. So for people wondering, you know, what would Sosa's reaction be if Tony told him that there was kids in the car? The Scarface game actually answers that. So Tony actually tells Sosa why he didn't blow up the car. He tells him in the final mission. And Sosa actually gives his response. I don't want to spoil it for you, but, you know, watch that scene. Just look up Scarface game ending on my channel, and you'll see, like, Sosa will react to that when Tony tells him that there was kids in the car. But yeah, like, Sosa is a very ruthless, evil guy, and, you know, I don't think it would have made, honestly, any difference whatsoever. I passed 10 waves of Zancudo Survival. Would you mind checking it out? You don't have to, of course, thank you. Let me see here. Is it your most recent video? Zancudo Survival, waves, 10 waves passed. Okay, I see it. I see it here. I could take a look at your video a little bit later after the stream, and I can probably comment on it, but I see it here. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, WRV, you needed help selling your moonshine business, right? Let me help him out with that too here. WRV, form your posse, I'll join it, and I'll help you with your moonshine sale. You have the makings of a varsity athlete, Sopranos reference. No problem, modern day.
What the hell?
I heard about some Cayo Perico glitch, but I haven't seen anything. Oh, what happened, Eric? Pro, you missed my super chat? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Waifu. Let me see here. Okay. Pro, how come I do Leicester Association mission, but my stocks are not going up? The stocks sometimes don't go up until like a day or two afterwards, and certain stocks you have to buy beforehand, and other stocks you buy after the crash. Pro, there was a glitch with the street dealers. What was the glitch with the street dealers, Carter? Let me see here, and let me see about your super chat, Mr. Waifu. I'm sorry I didn't see it earlier. Oh, Pro, want me to buy you some freckle? Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, I could go for fast food right now, Mr. Waifu. And the thing about that is that they censored that in Saints Row the reboot, which really sucked. Why do kids bully? the thing about it is that if you look at the households where bullies come from, bullies most of the time come from two types of households. The first type of household is where their parents themselves are bullies, and so they would take it out on somebody else. Or the second type of household is where their parents basically let them do whatever they want. If they grow up in a house where their parents basically let them do whatever they want with really no consequences, then there's a possibility that their child might turn out to be a bully. Pro, you should play Infinite Warfare. I know it's not your traditional Call of Duty Army. The characters are brilliant, and the story is fantastic, overlooked. I will consider taking a look at it one day, but I was just so not into Infinite Warfare personally because of just the whole spaceship setting, but for the single player, I might look into it, Revan. I could look into that one day. You sound really smart. Well, thank you. When am I playing Kane and Lynch 2 on PC? But I will play I'll play Kane and Lynch 2 multiplayer on PS3 because I still gotta make a multiplayer video. So the Equalizer is basically the Punisher, yeah. I would say the Equalizer is a little bit more sympathetic towards the victims. Like he cares about the victims a little bit more than the Punisher. But he's yeah, but the thing about it is that the main difference between the Equalizer and the Punisher is that the Equalizer will kill a bunch of criminals, but the thing about it is that when he meets the criminals, he oftentimes gives them the chance to do the right thing, where the Punisher doesn't. The Punisher will just kill them all. Well, the Equalizer, most of the time, he gives them the chance to do the right thing, but they don't want to listen, and so he kills all of them. So that that usually happens with the Equalizer. That's the difference between the two. Pro, when are we playing Kane and Lynch 2 multiplayer? I gotta text some of my buddies, my old PS3 buddies, because we're gonna be doing Kane and Lynch 2 multiplayer together, like last time, Fernando. And we'll organize a date, and I will message you also and let you know. Also, if anybody wants to play Kane and Lynch 2 multiplayer with me, Fragile Alliance on PS3, I will be doing a video on the multiplayer on Fragile Alliance, so anybody can join me on that. We're gonna be hosting an 8-player lobby probably in like a week or two, and we're probably gonna be the only lobby on the entire game. So there's not going to really be any other lobbies. So if you search lobbies, you'll probably be able to get into my lobby. Anyone is welcome to play with me when I play Kane and Lynch 3. Kane and Lynch 2 multiplayer. Can we sell my moonshine now? Yes, we can. Let me see here. You have to form your posse, WRV. Yeah, this game got screwed over so much. I played Kane and Lynch Deadman yesterday, and I beat it. I enjoyed it. Was it the first time you played it, Bunny? Infinite Warfare, also one of the best zombie modes, so underrated. Thank you, Dead Star. I'll look into Infinite Warfare. I do have it, but I bought it mainly for Call of Duty 4 Remastered. You can see Johnny's Ghost in GT Online. What? Is that clickbait? When I finish Medal of Honor, what will I play? I will be playing... 1 second here. I'm going to charge my controller, and I'll show you guys what game we'll be doing a playthrough of next. Here, okay. Okay, we join WRV's posse here. Okay. For people wondering what game are we gonna play after Medal of Honor Frontline, well, I'm gonna finish Crime Boss also, but this is the game that we're going to be playing after we finish Medal of Honor Frontline. And yes, I will be cosplaying on this. I will have a few SEAL outfits for this one. But anyone recognize the SOCOM 2, U.S. Navy SEALs? We did SOCOM 1 2 years ago, but we're going to be doing SOCOM 2. So we will play through this one. I know a lot of people have been requesting it. for some time. SOCOM 2 has been a heavily requested game on my channel. Fun fact, Shelly from the 7, or by your own hand after Jenny is down in the last mission he ditches you. I killed him and body shot him. Can you actually kill Shelly in the final mission, Mr. Waifu? Because I tried to. I shot him a bunch of times, nothing happened. Hey, Pro, how are you? Sorry I didn't join your previous stream because of the time zone difference. Thank you, Fact Speaker. And thank you for sponsoring my channel. You don't have to apologize. And, you know, come by the stream whenever you want, man. Okay, let me join WRV's posse here.
Very much the child.
I don't really have any problem with the main characters in the new Star Wars game. Oh, whoa. Can you teleport me inside the moonshine business, by the way, WRV? Yes, you can kill him, but you have to stay close to him, and he'll lose his plot armor before he gets to the boat that blows up. And the thing about that with the boat, I never understood whether Shelly dies or not, because when he gets to the boat, it just blows up. So I don't know whether he just dies on that. Wolfenstein Old Blood is a prequel to the New Order. I love more 2 reasons, World War II setting, and finally, Nazi zombies makes their appearance at the end of the game. And take that, Call of Duty. I would play the Wolfenstein games one day. I'll be up for playing that. Bully Scholarship Edition will be playing that game this year. I have the PS4 version of Bully, but I never installed it. Hey Pat, coming June 20th, Fallout 76 is going to add a werewolf and mutated snapping turtle as enemies. Sebi is pissed and he wants to hunt Bethesda. Well, thank you for the super chat, Melon. I heard that they're adding Atlantic City, which Atlantic City, that's in New Jersey, and so that's gonna be a very interesting setting to see in a Fallout game. So I would like to see Atlantic I would like to see Atlantic City in Fallout 76. Wait, hear about what, Fact Speaker? I don't know, Matthew. I have a lot of games to play right now, but I will be playing it sometime this year. Spec Ops: The Line is definitely on my list of games to play too. People have told me that it's a pretty dark war game, and so I definitely consider playing that one too. You used to play Ghost Recon Wildlands. Yes, that one's actually, I consider Ghost Recon Wildlands kind of a crime game because you're fighting the cartel most of it. So I would definitely play Ghost Recon Wildlands too. Atlantic City is the East Coast Las Vegas, right? Yeah, pretty much. It's you know, it's New Jersey's Las Vegas. That's pretty much what it is. But it's not. Atlantic City is not a very large city. But Atlantic City historically has had a pretty big mafia presence, and so I don't know if Fallout 76 will do something like that, like with the story with that. How did you deal with jerks in college? I'm going into college this fall. I didn't really encounter that many scumbags personally in college, but there was basically what I'll say here's what I'll tell you is the part when, let me just get a sip of water here. The part where you are probably going to encounter scumbags in college. The part where you will encounter scumbags is when you have to do a group project. When you have to do a group project, yeah, you will probably encounter scumbags. Now, whenever you do a group project, there's a high probability that you're going to have one group member who's going to be slacking or doing virtually no work. I'll tell you guys a story about what how I had this one group member that wasn't doing anything, and I'll tell you guys how I dealt with it. Basically, what happened was, we had this it was like psychology class that I took, I remember. And it was a summer class that I took. I took an online summer class. And basically, it's like a 4-month class that's packed into 2 months. So it was like really, like, you really had to, you really had to, you know, do a lot of work. Oh man, my horse. You had to do a lot of work to get through that class in just 2 months when they're packing 4 months of work into 2 months. And so how the class worked is that every week we had a paper to submit every week. And every day, the class was there, we had to submit a part of the assignment, like the draft part of the assignment. And so what happened was, I was in this group, and we were all chatting together. We were using a messenger app. I don't remember the name of the app, because it was just a lot easier to use the app than just comment through the message boards. And so what happened was, I was doing my fair share of work. There was this other girl that I was working with. She was doing her fair share of work. There was a third girl that we worked with that she kind of did some work, a little bit less than us, but she still, you know, did work. But then there was the fourth girl who she did, you know, virtually nothing. Now, about her, here's what happens. The first few weeks that we were working, we would combine our paper together. So everybody in the group would do one part of the assignment. I would do one part, another person would do one part, and we would just combine our paper together. And what happened was, the other girl in the group that I said that was doing a lot of work too, what she was doing is she was combining our parts into a draft. So she would do her part also, but she would combine it together. And she would proofread it, and then she would do, like, you know, last minute edits. And so she was doing a little bit extra work than the rest of us in the group. And so I felt kind of bad that she was doing some extra work. And so what happened was, on the final week of the assignment, I basically told her, you know, you don't have to worry about anything on this part. If you could just put the paper together at the end, I will do your part of the project, because you did a lot with these drafts, you know, putting it together and proofreading and all that stuff. So I told her I'll do your part of the assignment. So, and then she thanked me for it. And then so instead of doing 25% that week, I did 50% of the assignment. So this was like, you know, a 4-person group. I was fine. I had no problem doing her part because she already did a lot, you know. And what ended up happening is, the third girl, she handed in her part, so 75% of the assignment was done. And the assignment was actually going to be due at midnight. It was 11:59 p.m. when the assignment was going to be due. And if you actually don't submit the assignment by 11:59 p.m., what happens is you get a 0. And so around like 10 p.m., the other person hasn't submitted their part of the assignment yet. And what ends up happening is we texted that person in the group chat, and we said, you know, are you going to submit your part of the assignment tonight? And do you know what she says? She replies back in the group chat, and she says, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And we say, you can't do it tomorrow. The assignment is due in 2 hours. Like, what have you been doing? Did you even start? And she's like, no, I didn't start. And we said, well, we need you to get on your computer right now and finish this part of the assignment. And then she says, I can't do it. I'm at work right now. Which I don't know what her job was that she was there. I mean, I'm not denying that she was lying. I'm not denying that she was telling the truth. But where was, like, at 10 p.m., you know, unless you're working a night shift at a job. But basically what happened was, I was like, oh no, oh god. And so what ended up happening is I did her part of the assignment. So instead of doing, you know, 50% of the assignment, I did 75% of the assignment. And so I had to rush in those 2 hours to do her part. So in 2 hours, I had to do her entire part, which is actually something you're supposed to do over a few days, not in 2 hours. And so I went through it really quickly. The other girl, I sent her the paper. She was proofreading the parts that I had already done, you know, just putting it together. And I finished the other person's, you know, assignment. And we put everything together, and we finished it like 5 or 10 minutes before it was supposed to be submitted. And so we got it there, done. And what ended up happening is I got really annoyed at this person that she didn't do any kind of work, and she was trying to take credit for it, and I had to do her part of the assignment. So this is the girl who didn't do the part. But anyways, what happened is the teacher sent us an email, and in that email we had to rate all of our group members. So we had to rate our group members on a scale of 1 to 10, and I gave, you know, my 2 other group members 10s. But then that girl, between 1 to 10, like 1 is the lowest score, and 10 is the highest on how much they contributed to the group project. Like, we had to, like, 1 is, like, poor teamwork, no teamwork whatsoever. 10 is, like, the best teamwork ever. Do you know what score I gave her from between 1 to 10? Anybody know? Anybody guess what score I gave her? And see here, My super missed a few super chats, I think, too. Let me see here. Oh, the Atlantic City one. Yeah, well, I'm excited for it in Fallout 76. But of a World War II topic, which army during the Second War had the most formal fancy uniforms, even in fireteam situations, and where they probably got them? Probably the U.S. The U.S. is probably the U.S. and Germany were the most technologically advanced countries in World War II. Oh, I know, Mr. Waifu. It's having bad partners in a group project is the worst. Okay, so this is what I did. We had to rate our group members on a score of 1 to 10. What I did was I actually refused to answer the questionnaire. I didn't put a score on there. And so what I did was I sent the teacher a detailed email. And in that detailed email, I explained to the teacher exactly what happened. And I explained the entire situation. And I was very honest with the teacher. And I told the teacher I had to do this rest of the assignment in like less than 2 hours just to submit this, because this person did not do their part of the assignment. And so I told the teacher I would give them a 0. And I couldn't do 0 because I could only do 1 to 10, but I said I would give them a 0, honestly. I gave the teacher like a full explanation of it. And then what I did was I texted the other 2 group members that I had privately. So I texted them privately. I didn't text the person who didn't do anything. And I said to them, I reported her to the teacher. And I would say, I recommend that you guys do it too. And what happened is that person who didn't do her part of the assignment came in the group chat like a few days later, and she was pissed. She's like, what did you guys say to the teacher about me? And then she was complaining about the fact that she had gotten like a really low score. And then she started going off in the group chat, like telling us that we're horrible, that were like horrible teammates, and she started saying that she's like, I have responsibilities, I have a job, and all this other stuff, and I can't be doing this group work all the time together. Do you know what I said to her? I texted her back in the group chat, and I said to her, we all have responsibilities, we all have problems, we all have things to do, but yet we had time to do the assignment. You didn't at all. And why are you in this class in the first place? If you have responsibilities, and you have a job and stuff, and you can't do the work for the assignment, then why the hell are you in the class in the first place? And she blocked me at that point. But that was like, I was very strict. I was not taking the BS. I was just, it was that at that point. And for people wondering, what I did, that was not snitching. What I did, I don't consider that snitching, because snitching is really when you are part of something. When you're part of something bad, and then you tell on somebody to get out of it, to get a lesser punishment, that's snitching. But literally, what I did is I felt like I didn't feel like it would be fair if she got the same grade as us, because she did no work, and we literally had to run around to do her part of the assignment. And so literally, I felt like we did a good thing that we informed the teacher on it. I don't know what her final grade was. I don't know if because she did some work in the class, and on the other parts of the assignment she did do some work, but that week specifically she did no work on that when she was supposed to do a part of it. And so I don't know if she failed the class or if she passed the class or what happened. I don't know. The teacher didn't contact me, but I know the teacher did get my email because she was pissed about in just texting us. But honestly, that's what I would say, is that if you are in college and you have a group member that is not doing their fair share of work and you're getting screwed over, tell the teacher immediately. That's what I do. If you have a good teacher that knows what they're doing, they will understand, and they'll deal with it right away. That's what I would do, is just tell a teacher, because you don't want to wait until the last minute and have that person screw you over. So I just say, it's like, why should you get a bad grade because of somebody else's stupidity and laziness, right? So that's what I'll say, is that if you have like a bad teammate, just tell your teacher immediately. Say, hey, look, teacher, this is what's going on. And like I would say, like, try to reason with your teammate. Try to say, hey, can you please do some work? Can you please help me? And if they're just being stupid, just tell the teacher. Then that's what I would do. Tell the professor. Just so, because you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to take a lower grade because somebody is being an idiot. So that's what I'll say about it. I remember there was this one class where I remember I had it. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a security-like class, but I don't remember the name of it. But we had a group project too, and our group member, the third one, he did not show up to class ever. He never showed up to class. He never responded to us when we emailed him. So what happened was, me and my partner, we did the entire assignment together. Just the two of us. It was supposed to be a 3-man assignment, but we did the entire assignment together. And then, do you know what happens is, the second to last day before the class, because the last day of the class you had an assignment, that guy, guess who never showed up to class, shows up. And what he does is, he goes up to us, and he gives me like 2 pages of, he gives me like 2 sheets of paper. When me and my other classmate, we already did like 5 pages each. We had like, it was like a 10 or 11 or 12 page paper that we put together, but he gives us like 2 pages, and he's like, here's my part of the assignment. And I was like, where the hell were you? What were you doing? Like, no response, nothing, and he was just saying I was busy, I was doing stuff. Well, I told him that it's too late, and he's like, what do you mean it's too late? I said, we already handed in our assignment to the teacher. And he's like, well, add my assignment in. And I said, no. That's it. Like, you handed your assignment on your own to the teacher. It's like, we don't want your part of the assignment to be like added on here. And also, if you did like, if you didn't talk to us for 3 weeks and you only did 2 pages and we did like 5 pages, I feel like those 2 pages that he did, he probably put no effort into them in the first place. And so, like, I don't want that part, that paper being put on my assignment too. So that's what I'll say is, it's not snitching. It's just be straightforward with the teacher. You should not get screwed over because of somebody's laziness and stupidity. That's what I'll say about that. So, you should not be having to worry about yourself being brought down because somebody's being a complete idiot. So that's what I'll say. So for the person asking me how do you deal with scumbags in college, that's what I would say is pretty much, if somebody's being a scumbag, just tell the professor immediately if you have like a situation like that, and I'm sure the professor will understand. I had one, I told a story beforehand. I'll just summarize it really quickly. There was one other group project that I had, and every single group project that I had went horrible in college. Like, I ended up always passing, getting a good grade, but it was always some kind of incident. There was always one person that was being stupid and not doing work. But I told this story before. I had a lab class. And in that lab class, we worked in groups of 2. We had to hand in our assignment together. And so we would put our assignment together and just hand it in. And what happened was, my classmate was not in school for some time. He was apparently sick, according to him. And I did my part of the assignment. He comes in and he says, oh, give me your part of the assignment, Patrick. I'll combine our assignments and I'll give it to the teacher. And I said, okay, that's fine. And the teacher actually saw me give my part of the assignment to him. He saw the work that I did, and he was fine with it. He was fine with me giving my teammate my part of the assignment. What happened is, my teammate, what he did was he dropped the class afterwards. He dropped the class, and he never came back to class. And he took my assignment with him. And do you know what ended up happening is, my professor was completely not understanding. He was like one of the worst professors I ever had. He gave me a 0. He saw that I did the work, and even though my classmate had took my assignment, he said that he gave me a 0. And the worst part about it is, he even embarrassed me in front of the class. He said to the entire class, he said, do you know what your problem is, Patrick? Your problem is that you trust people too much. And just not only to give me a 0, but to shame me in front of the class like that. It's like, what a scumbag professor. Honestly, that's just, it was just, that guy was just a bad teacher. But that was like, it was just like, and the thing about that is that incident, even though that happened in like, what, 2013? So that was like 10 years ago when I was in college. That was like, that thing, I never got over that. I never fully got over that. It was like 10 years ago. And it wasn't even about the fact that the teacher shamed me in front of class, but it was about the fact that I got a 0. Because I almost never get a 0. Ever in anything. And I always like took my work very seriously in school, and I only got a 0 one time in middle school, in 8th grade. I only got a 0 one time on an assignment. That was like, that's another story. But that was and that wasn't my fault either too. But this was like this and only one other time I've ever gotten a 0, and it still bothered me to this day because I think about it. It's like that one time I got a 0 in college because I always handed everything on time, and like and I don't know if it's because I think about it, but occasionally I have this weird nightmare, and I don't know why I have this dream or not. Maybe somebody in the comments knows why I have this dream, but sometimes I have this dream, and it's like the most common nightmare that I have. And I have probably had this nightmare like 30 times. That's not even an exaggeration. Over the last few years, probably 30 times. Like, it doesn't happen every night, but like maybe like once or twice a month, I'll have the same nightmare. And the nightmare is always the exact same thing that happens. It's that I'm in college and I'm trying to hand in an assignment, and I don't get and I don't have enough time to finish the assignment, and then the clock hits, past it, and I get a 0. That's always, it's the exact same nightmare. It's like nothing scary happens, but it's a nightmare because I'm rushing through trying to get the assignment done, and I don't get the chance to finish the assignment. The clock hits like, the end, and I get a 0. and that's how I always wake up right when I get a 0, and it's the same nightmare that I've had repeatedly, and that has never happened to me in college. I always handed in everything on time, but I think the reason I have that nightmare is because of just remembering that incident specifically, that where my partner like took my assignment, and then I ended up getting punished for it, and I got a 0. So like, you know, what kind of scumbag teacher? You know, at least if he wasn't gonna give me credit for that, the least he could have done is he could have at least let me make up the assignment, at least let me do it on my own. Like, you know, that if he didn't have it there. But the fact that give me a 0 for that too, when my partner took my assignment and didn't give it back to me, that's just, you know, that I never forgot about that. I just had, you know, he was such a scumbag professor, you know, that and I think people like that personally should not be teachers. You know, you as a teacher, you're supposed to be there to, you know, inspire your students. You know, supposed to push them to work hard. But you're also supposed to be there to be like kind of like their friend. You know, you're supposed to be there to help them. You know, people are supposed to look up to their professors, not fear them. And so that's what I'll say about it. I remember there was one professor that was at my college, and basically what happened is it was a criminal law class, and the criminal law class, the professor that I had, he was very good. His exams were actually very difficult. Like the criminal law exams I took, his exams were fairly challenging, but he was a good teacher, and he explained the material pretty well, and yet his class wasn't easy still. But the thing is, if you needed his help, he was there to help you. If you needed his help. So he wasn't like a scumbag. But there was another teacher that taught that exact same class, criminal law class. And do you know what the very first day of class, I wasn't in that class. I didn't have that teacher, but I heard from numerous people the story. Basically what happened is that the very first day of class, what he does is that teacher, when he comes into the class, he says to his students, he says to them, "I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not your friend, and I'm going to try as hard as possible to fail as many of you as I can." That's literally what the teacher said to his class. And do you know what the class's reaction to that is? Half the class walked out. Half the class walked out on him and dropped the class. And I probably would have dropped the class too. And for people that say that a professor like that was trying to push his students to do better, no, you know, because I understand wanting to push your students to work hard and to make good achievements, but you can push your students to work hard without demoralizing them. Because when you demoralize somebody, you're not helping them. It's going to make it worse. You know, the better approach would have been to say, like, you know, this class is not an easy class, but I'm going to do my best to try to help you guys get through this. And if you guys need help with anything, you can always come to me. You know, that's, you know, being straightforward and honest with your class, and also telling them that it's not easy, but you'll help them. That, I think, is much more effective than telling your class that he's going to try to fail you. Like, what kind of teacher says that, like, I'm going to try as hard as possible to fail you? Like, you know, that's just a scumbag says something like that. So, you know, you're supposed to inspire your students. You're supposed to push your students to work harder, not basically tell them, "Oh, I'm going to try my best to fail you." Like, you know, that's just setting them up for failure. And so I personally think that's a terrible way to teach. I think, you know, the best way to teach is to inspire your students and, you know, not be like a pushover, but also, like, you know, not be like the most strictest scumbag ever. That's what I'll say about it. Is, you know, you gotta find the right balance between being too nice, but also, you know, being too strict. I think being too nice is bad for a teacher. I think if a teacher is too nice, I think that's also bad. But if a teacher is too strict, I think that's also just as bad. So I think you need a teacher that has like equal balance in that personally, and I think that's personally what makes a good professor. Because I've seen professors that are really nice people, and they know what they're talking about, but because they're so nice, people take advantage of them all the time. So I've seen that happen too. But having a very strict professor, you know, that I would not say that that's also a benefit to education too. That can be that can definitely piss you off. Thank you, May, for the super chat. Pro handing out hells. Well, thank you, Dead Star. Have I seen any recent dumb stories from the mainstream media? There was a guy in Florida who actually jumped into an alligator pen at an amusement park for social media fame. I know about that, but I didn't hear about any other dumb stories other than that. If I was on your group and was trying to work on that project and deal with that type of person, my insults will well, what I'll thank you, JD, for the super chat, but that teacher was just very not understanding that I had. And the thing is, that teacher who gave me a 0, the whole class did not like him. So like, and the thing about it is that the class actually felt bad for me. They weren't like laughing at me or anything. Should you fight for the Stormcloaks or the Imperials in Skyrim, right? Well, what I'll say about I think the Skyrim Civil War was actually pretty well written because there was valid arguments to both sides. I wish that there was a third option, honestly, because, like, imagine if you could become king of Skyrim. Imagine that, and you could actually set your own policies. I think that would be kind of cool. I mean, they actually let you become king of the Shivering Isles in Oblivion. You became a Daedric prince at the end of that, so I don't see why they can't let you become, like, you know, king of Skyrim. What I'll say about the what will I say about Stormcloaks or Imperials? It's a bit hard to answer. What I would personally say is I think that the best situation ever, like, if I was to solve the Skyrim Civil War, do you know how I would personally solve it? Skyrim would be independent. It would be independent of the Empire, but all the other races would be equal to Nords. That's what it should be. That, Skyrim should be independent of the Empire, but every person who lives in Skyrim should be considered a Skyrim citizen, and they should have equal rights, regardless of whether you're a Nord or not. And I personally feel like Skyrim should be an independent country, but even though it should be an independent country, it should have an alliance with the Empire. So they should be in an alliance together, but they should be independent. So they should be free to make their own laws without imperial laws whatsoever, but they should also have an alliance with the Empire. That's what I would personally have, like, my best diplomatic solution, is, like, have all the races equal, but have the Stormcloaks in charge, and have an alliance with the Empire at the same time. I think that would probably be the best, solution that would probably keep everyone happy. I think that would probably be the best one. So I wish you could actually do something like that in the thing, but you have to choose ultimately between Stormcloaks or Imperials. I hated my creative writing professor. The thing about it, I had a really bad technical writing professor. Let me form my posse again. I had a really bad technical writing professor, and the technical writing professor that I actually had, he actually lost everyone's assignment. That's the thing. He was very unorganized, and he actually lost the majority of the class's assignment. And so the class, a lot of the class actually had to retype the assignment back. But thankfully, I always save a draft of it on my computer, so I just reprinted it. But that was, yeah. How do you lose the class's assignment? I don't know, but I thought a glitch with the street dealers, where I sold to a street dealer, then I went into a different session I could sell again, and I kept the money, but I didn't because I didn't want to get banned. Oh, well, that's actually good for you not doing that. That's actually, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't recommend people doing money glitches because it takes the fun of the game. There's no point in doing the other activities, but also because you have the risk of getting banned. Like, do you know that, like, back in, like, oh my god, I'll tell you guys something about this. Back in, like, late 2020, or it was, like, the end of summer 2020, what happened was I had a bunch of people that were being really stupid on, like, and just harassing me on my channel. Basically what happened was, you guys remember when that apartment money glitch happened, right? I told people, I'm like, don't do the apartment money glitch, you're gonna get banned. And I was just telling people, and people would be like, no, I want it, this is like, I'm getting free money on GT Online, I'm gonna do this professional, you can't tell me what to do. And I was like, okay, go ahead, do it if you want to do it so badly, but, don't cry to me when you get banned from the game. And that's, what happened. So many people got banned. But about the thing, do you know what was really stupid? That exact same time when everybody was getting banned, or they were getting banned, but they were getting their characters reset, so they were getting wiped, right? Rockstar was wiping, and Rockstar went too far with that. They went too far with the apartment glitch, because they were wiping everyone's money. So not only is the money that people glitch, but they were wiping everyone's entire bank accounts, and that was going way too far. Basically what happened was I took a break from GT Online, and I wasn't playing for a few months at the time. And I made this very clear on my channel, like when I streamed Red Dead Online, and when I talked about it in my channel update videos at the time, I made it very clear. I'm taking a break from GT Online, and the reason I was taking a break from GT Online is because I was bored of the game. There was nothing to do. The summer special update came out at that time, and the summer special update kind of sucked. And so I was playing Destroy All Humans 1. That's when the remake came out, and I was having fun with Destroy All Humans, and that's all I wanted to do, is I just wanted to play Destroy All Humans. I didn't want to play GTA. I was just bored of GTA. And so I didn't do any GTA content for like a few months. It wasn't until December that I came back and like did GTA content with Cayo Perico in that same year. But basically what happened was, because I didn't do any GTA content for like for a few months, I had these idiots that were like coming to my channel, and they were leaving these conspiracy theories on like my channel, and they were saying, oh, the reason that Professional isn't doing like any GTA content right now is because he was secretly doing money glitches and he got money wiped, and that's why he's not doing GTA content, because he doesn't want to show that his character got wiped, blah blah blah. This, no, my character did not get wiped. I did not do any kind of money glitches or anything like that. I literally was very clear before that apartment glitch even happened. I was very clear in my videos, and I said I'm taking a break for months from GTA Online. But those idiots who were spreading around those dumb conspiracy theories did not bother to watch any of my other content. They didn't bother to watch any of my other videos where I explained why I wasn't doing GTA Online content. They just didn't see I was doing GTA Online content, and so in their minds, they were about thinking that that my character got banned or wiped or whatever else happened. And so literally, I told people I wasn't going to make any kind of GTA content, but I had to make one GTA video. I only made one GTA video at the time, and I made a GTA video in which I showed my money, I showed my character, and I said, look, you people are being stupid. Here's my character. Here's my money right here. Nothing got wiped. The reason that I wasn't playing GTA Online was because I got bored of it. And I warned people about doing the apartment glitch early on. Why would I do the apartment glitch if I was warning people not to do the apartment glitch and telling people that they're going to get banned? And so I showed my character, and what I did was, when I uploaded the video, I also showed in the video, I showed like I made my CEO name like today is August whatever day. And I did that just to show that I was playing right now, that I was not using older footage, because I knew that I would have idiots that would come in my comment section and they would say, oh look, he's just using older footage, his character really got wiped. But I was just, I had to, even though I really didn't feel like playing GTA Online at the time, I was trying to take a break from GTA, I made that one GTA video just to show that I didn't get wiped, because there were so many people that were coming in my comment section and just spamming and just saying that I got wiped and spreading around this nonsense. People were making videos about it, like this stupid crap. But like, yeah, it was just, if those dumb people who were, accusing me of getting wiped, if they had just simply watched my other videos, like my Red Dead videos and like my channel update videos, they would have heard me explain why I'm not playing GTA Online, because I was just bored of the game at the time. But nope, of course, they didn't watch any of the other content, and so they were just speculating this garbage, and they were just spreading around this nonsense. But yeah, I remember when that happened, people were getting banned for the apartment money glitch. Do you think this game is dead? It's dying. It's not completely dead. Yes, they did fix the MOC glitch. Thank you, Jeremy's Fun. You missed my last super chat. Probably others. Oh, I'm sorry, JD, and thank you, Quartz, for the super chat. Thank you, Dylan. I certainly have many horror stories of my own when I was in school when it came to scummy classmates and being pushed around and made fun of a lot. Well, don't, and thank you, AN2. Don't take that from people. That's what I'll say about it. Is like, if somebody is like, being a scumbag to you, tell the teacher. That's what I'll say. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I talk a little bit too much sometimes, guys. I missed a lot of comments because I was talking way too much. Let me see here. Hey, The Professional, what's a game you absolutely love but isn't well liked by the community? Mine is Call of Duty Ghosts. I'll always defend it. A game that I like that maybe people don't like. I would say maybe Fallout 76. I do enjoy playing Fallout 76 now, playing it with friends and stuff. I haven't played it a lot, but I have enjoyed playing it co-op. Yeah, I'd say probably Fallout 76. What do you think will happen after Putin dies? Thank you, Tam, for the super chat. Well, I try to stay away from the political stuff. I stay away from that, but I will answer this just really quickly. This one, it depends on how Putin dies, because if he dies in a coup, or if he just dies of sickness or just dies of old age. If he dies of sickness or old age, not much is going to change. It's just probably going to be, somebody else is going to probably take over, like Medvedev might take over. If he gets overthrown in a coup, that could actually, that's like a 50-50 chance of something going really, really bad or Russia getting a better leader. Because if he gets overthrown in a coup, then somebody might take power who's even crazier than him and worse than him. So that's like, the guy from Chechnya, Kadyrov, if he took over Russia, he's even worse than Putin. Putin's a bad guy, but the guy who leads Chechnya is even more, worse than him. Like he talks about openly killing people on social media. So like if he took over Russia, I think, you know, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if he would honestly hit the button. That's how bad of a guy Kadyrov is. But that's, you know, as much as I'll say about that, is that it really depends on the situation. Let me see here. Thank you, Ayan, for the super chat. Did you ever have to take unnecessary classes in college that have no relevance to your degree? I know they tend to do that to make you pay more. I'm sure there was one or two. I can't really think of anything at the moment. I mean, I took math classes, like I took, statistics, which that didn't really help me with anything. I don't really remember anything statistics that has helped me, and honestly, yeah, probably some math classes. I took a lot of history classes, even though that wasn't anything for my degree, but that's because I liked history. Hey, Pro, I really like your channel. What are your thoughts on working a regular job for the rest of your life? It sucks. Thank you, thank you, AP, get this bread. Well, it depends on the job, but the thing about this is, you know, a job is a job. And so I understand that some jobs are like, you know, they suck. Like I used to work in retail. I can sympathize. I know like working in retail sucks. Let me go to my moonshine business, by the way. But what I will say is that if anybody ever makes fun of you of your job, don't listen to them, because you're at least working. You're doing something. Oftentimes, the people that make fun of somebody for like working in retail or working in fast food, they aren't even working themselves. And so those are the people who should be made fun of. But you're still, you know, working your job. You're still doing something. You're still trying to pay the bills. It might not be the best job, but you're still trying and you're still working. And, you know, and people work very hard in these jobs. You know, retail, fast food, these are not easy jobs. People work very hard in these jobs. A lot of people take them for granted, and like a lot of society thinks that people that work in those environments are like delinquents or something like that, and that's not true. But yeah, you know, like I said, a job is a job, and you know, and you don't listen to these people who you know, don't listen to these people who say things like that and like make fun of you. Are you excited for Starfield? Possibly. I'll look into it. I heard about the adoring fan from Oblivion coming back. Hey, Pro, can we finish talking after the stream? And I have a crazy story you could react to for the crazy current events. Sorry, also, I couldn't join you tonight. My mom's hard on me for playing with people that I don't know. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Blinded Eagle, for the super chat. Yeah, I'll message you probably after the stream. Thank you for the super chat. And you can play with me, you know, Red Dead anytime you want. You know, Blinded Eagle, just message me. Is the Paleto Bay bunker worth it? No, Requis. It's the Paleto Bay bunker is a terrible location. It's a stupid location. It's too hard to sell from there. Don't get it. Hi, GB. Hi, JD. Yes, he does, Mario. That's why I said Kadyrov is a really scary guy. Let me see here. I think I missed a few super chats. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's super chat. I apologize. So sometimes when I get into my stories, I talk a little too much, and then the chat goes a lot, and I miss a lot of comments. So I'm really sorry if I missed anybody's. Here, let me see here. I think I saw your super chat about you bought the bunker anyway. Well, the Paleto Bay bunker, just fill it up, sell it once, and then don't buy it again. That's what I'll say. Don't buy that location again. By Dead, do you think any updates in the future? No. This game is at most going to get like a call to arms mode, but it's not going to get anything more than that. Is the Cayo Perico grind way faster now with the Reiju Jet? Yes. Who's my favorite on Shark Tank? I don't really know the people on Shark Tank, honestly. The only two guys I know on there are Mark Cuban and Kevin O'Leary. Mark Cuban, I don't actually know that much about him. I just know he's a billionaire. But about Kevin O'Leary, I can't stand that guy. I actually really dislike him, and I think that Kevin O'Leary is a scumbag. I don't know why people take him so seriously. Like whenever Kevin O'Leary speaks, people like take him so seriously, and they feel like he's gonna be spot on what he said. But the reason I don't like Kevin O'Leary is because he promoted that FTX cryptocurrency scam garbage. He was promoting it, and what happened is when people lost all their money from that stupid FTX crap, Kevin O'Leary acted like he was a victim in that. He's like, oh, I didn't know about that. Like, you know, oh, I didn't know. It's not my fault. I'm a victim too. But the thing is, Kevin O'Leary got paid to promote FTX, and the amount of money that he put in FTX, he still made more money advertising it than what he lost in FTX itself. So he still profited from that. And the fact that he had the nerve to act like a victim. But also, another thing I don't like about Kevin O'Leary is Kevin O'Leary once said, he said that the people who work 9 to 5 and they want to leave the second it hits 5 o'clock and they don't want to do any extra work, I don't want those people working for me. That's what Kevin O'Leary said. You know, they just want to go home for the weekend. They don't want to work anything extra. Like, what? Like, when somebody's shift is over, their shift is over. What do you mean you don't want people like that working for you who don't want to stay past their shift? When their shift is over, their shift is over. So that's what I don't like about Kevin O'Leary. I personally think he was like a scumbag. And, you know, and he was going off, and he was just talking about how, like, you know, people who were, he was calling it quiet quitting, and he was saying that people who quiet quit, that they're like lazy and stuff like that. But he doesn't even know the term. He doesn't even know what it is. And a lot of people don't understand in the media. I wish they would change that term, because I don't like that term, quiet quitting. I think the term should be called working your wage, or working your correct hours. That's what I think it should be more referred to as. Because quiet quitting, what that basically is, it doesn't mean that you're slacking off at your job. It doesn't mean that you're lazy. All quiet quitting pretty much is that you are basically doing what your job description tells you. So what your job description tells you you're doing. You're not doing anything less, and you're not doing anything more. So whatever your tasks are, you do all your tasks, you finish them, but you're not going above and beyond. You're not doing anything extra. And usually quiet quitting is usually a protest. It's a form of protest. So these employers, they say, oh, it's employees are being lazy and all this other stuff, but they fail to understand why employees do that. Employees don't just, you know, stop going above and beyond out of nowhere. The reason that employees stop going above and beyond is because employers screwed them over and they don't give them bonuses. If you have an employee that goes above and beyond and you don't reward them, why should they go above and beyond for you? Why should they? There's really no purpose to doing that. There really isn't. That happened to me at my job. When I worked in retail, we had like an email system that we would have customers sign up for, and if customers sign up their email, they would get a 20% off coupon, and they would get like coupons in the mail. It wasn't really spam because I was signed up on it too, but if you actually gave your email, that actually would help you save money. That actually was true. But the thing about that is the company wanted us to really push it. And I would tell customers, like, you get a 20% discount, you get like a lot of savings and stuff like that. And even if they said no. And so I was really good at convincing people to sign up for the email program. And I had convinced, I convinced dozens of people to sign up for the email program. And I had more signups than any other, you know, coworker of mine. I was even employee of the month. I got a paper that I was employee of the month. And my manager at the time, he said to me, he's like, you know, Patrick, you got the most amount of emails. I'm gonna give you a good reward for this. And what happened is, I wait weeks and weeks and weeks. I never get my reward. And then I talk to my manager and I say to him, like, am I going to get my reward? Like, you know, for helping you with the emails? And you know what my manager's reaction is? My manager's reaction is like, oh, crap. And then he's like, there, I did it. And so he clicks something on the computer and he's like, there, I did it. And so he completely forgot about giving me my reward. But then when he actually did do it, do you know what it was? I logged into my company portal. Do you know what he gave me for being employee of the month? He gave me a $5 coupon to the store, $5 store card. That was pretty much what it was. And that was just a joke. I feel insulted. Like, and it's not even $5 cash. I would have preferred $5 cash than like a $5 store card, because you want me to spend my check back in the store. And do you know what happened after that? I stopped collecting emails. I would ask customers to still sign up for the email, so I would still do what my position told me to. My position was I had to ask customers for the email, but I didn't have to convince customers for the email. And so when customers would say I'm not interested, I wouldn't tell them, you know, you can save money and stuff like that. I would just say, okay, you don't want to sign up, then you don't want to sign up. And that was it. I wouldn't push it anymore. And guess what? The managers then got on my case, and they started telling me, you know, you're falling behind on emails. You're not getting as many emails anymore. And I just basically told them, people don't want to sign up. But honestly, if I was in that position again, I probably would have told my manager. I probably would have told my manager, well, you decided to give me a $5 store card, so this is the result. I'm only doing what my job description tells me to do at this point. So that's what I'll say about it. Is there is nothing wrong with working your job description. You know, you are not required to stay past your working hours. And that's why I say, if you ever go to a job, because people are late, it happens. You know, if somebody comes in late every day, okay, I can understand getting pissed off at that person. But if somebody is like late occasionally, like, you know, once in a while, it happens. You know, traffic, you know, maybe there's a car crash in front of you, you know, maybe there's construction. There's a lot of different reasons why people might be late. But if somebody is like late only like one time and management gets on their case and says like, you never come here, don't ever come here late and stuff like that, do you know what I would recommend doing if they get on your case for that? When your shift ends, just leave right on the dot when your shift ends. Because if they're going to get on your case for being a little bit late, then the second that your shift ends, you just walk out. So you come there on time, but the second your shift ends, you just walk out. And they can't complain. They can't really say anything to you. They can't say to you, you know, that, you know, where are you going and stuff like that, because you're working hours or you're working hours. So they can't honestly expect you to stay longer than that. That's what I'll say about that. But yeah, that's, you know, just, you know, don't let people take advantage of you, and there's really no point in going above and beyond if you're not going to get rewarded. That's what I will honestly say that about that. So all this behavior, this quiet quitting stuff that, you know, you hear about in the media, and they're talking about how employees are lazy and stuff like that, that didn't come out of nowhere. It's not that employees out of nowhere just like got together and said, oh, we're gonna be lazy. It didn't happen like that. It basically, that whole reaction, the whole quiet quitting thing, it was a reaction to scumbag managers. That's pretty much what happened. Scumbag bosses caused that. If bosses were not being scumbags, not taking advantage of their employees, then that whole quiet quitting thing would not have happened in the first place. But, you know, look at the source. Look at where it happened. It happened because bosses were being pretty much scumbags. That's pretty much what had happened. And I'll tell you guys something. If they want you to stay, you know, overtime, if they want you to stay overtime, but they're not going to pay you overtime, just go home. Go home. Don't. Go home, because they cannot expect you to stay overtime and not pay you overtime. That's what I'll say about it. It's just, you know, just leave at that point if you have that, because it really makes no sense. They're trying to take advantage of you. They're basically trying to get free labor out of you. You know, a lot of bosses are scumbags, and you gotta stand up for yourself. That's what I'll say about it. Let me see here. No, I'm not crying about no $5 gift card that I got at my store. My point with that story was that I went above and beyond, and I barely got rewarded for that. And so that's the moral of the story is why you don't go above and beyond. That's pretty much it. I did overtime once, and my boss said, "What overtime?" Well, that's illegal. If you work overtime, you work overtime. I've been using slurs when I get angry. I want to quit. It's so I mean it would probably like not best not to Mr. Waifu, but I know it can be a bit hard for people. People get pissed off and they you know, they curse and they throw around some words that they might regret later on. But I mean I cursed in the past. I did. I never, you know, I didn't really throw slurs or anything like that at people, but I would, you know, I would get pissed off and I would curse if something, you know, annoying happened. And, you know, over time I just decided to stop it. It wasn't just because of YouTube, but because I just felt like it would just be, it was like, you know, it was part of the ads also because you know, you do get demonetized if you curse a lot. But it was also because I personally felt like it wouldn't be professional if I would just, you know, constantly drop F-bombs in like a video. So that was my reason why I stopped cursing. What, Joe? See here, see here. Hey Pro, happy to see you play games you enjoy. Thank you, Hambugler. He ain't replying to anyone unless you throw money at him. No, that's not true. I'm replying to the super chats because there's a lot of people that are super chatting. Why would you admit to using slurs, and why do you even use slurs? Do you get mad at someone, then use a slur attacking someone else, or what? No, I don't know if you're replying to me or him. I never use slurs at anyone. I never did that. I did curse a lot. You know, I did drop F-bombs and curse. I never really used slurs at anyone. But I stopped, you know, I stopped cursing in general, like you see some of my older videos. I would never use slurs at anyone, but I would, you know, I would curse and I would get annoyed and stuff like that, and so I would drop F-bombs and stuff. But I just stopped, I stopped doing that, Alex. What are slurs? They're kind of like more offensive curse words directed. They're more curse words directed at somebody. Well, that's not necessarily true. You don't always get a promotion. No, I never found the guy I never found the guy who took my project. But yeah, Mr. Waifu, I would just avoid, you know, I would personally avoid words like that. Because, you know, you might get mad and you might say something that you regret when you didn't really mean to hurt somebody's feelings, but you will. So I would just personally, it'd probably be better just to, if sometimes you just think about things when you're getting annoyed and something like that, just to make sure you don't say something that's gonna hurt somebody later on. Let me see here, What's the best way to release anger? Well, I mean, you can play video games or talk to a friend. I think you missed some super chats. Let me look here. Okay. Okay, let me look at my chat here. Let's see here. If I get a PS5 later this fall as a birthday present, you think you could help me on GTA because I'm new to PS4? Yeah, I could help you, Blinded Eagle. Possibly on the stream on Sunday, Dave Star. Which psychopath is worse? Dmitry Oskolov is a raider psychopath stereotype. Vladimir Makarov. Well, Makarov is much worse. Okay. Yes, they did. I've been called some offensive slurs before. Yes. But that's why I say is that like Mr. Waifu, like I know you're not a racist person, but what I'll say is that just if you're getting really annoyed at somebody, if somebody's like trying to provoke you, like don't say a slur to them because you're only gonna just stoop to their level at that point. I would just ignore a person like that. Do you think player bounties are toxic? Not really. They can be fun at times. Well, I was really mad at my partner who took my assignment, definitely. But I never found him again. Biden blocked a YouTuber on Twitter. Also, hopefully, oh, okay. You're gonna apply for a job at Crumble Cookies. Okay. Thank you, Blinded Eagle. Hey Pro, a good game you should play is Dying Light 1. Well, thank you, Marks. I did play Dying Light 1, but I never finished it. Well, nobody should, Alex. That was just my point to Mr. Waifu earlier. When I did get annoyed in the past, I would curse a lot. I would never really use slurs, but there are people out there who will try to provoke somebody, and they will try to get somebody to say something, and just try to make them look like a bad person. And that's what I say is don't stoop to their level. Yes, I'll probably stream the new Star Wars Outlaws game. Have you thought of doing something like Viewer's Choice to help determine a playthrough? And not some BS game, I mean good games. Yes, I sometimes do polls asking my viewers what game they want me to play, but I'm open to doing more polls. Blinded Eagle, thank you for the super chat. My top 5 favorite games: Fallout 3, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 4, Saints Row 2, Skyrim. Thank you, Bugler. I missed your recent super chat. Oh, okay, let me take a look, Revan, here. The cars rocks removed from GTA Online are also featured in contact missions. They don't have full 180 on the fan base and removed 180. Ironic. But during contact missions, can you still get them? Can you still store them? The thumbnail for the stream is absolutely marvelous, so thank you. Do you think GTA 5 has gotten overrated? Why not? To a degree. To a degree, I think, yeah. Because people will play GTA 5 no matter what it has on it. But GTA 5 is also a great game. Yeah, you can still buy the removed cars from the people in there. No, no, Mr. Waifu, I don't think that you're racist, but, like, what I'll say is that, you know, don't use slurs. That's just what I'll say, is that I know what you were saying, that there are people out there who try to provoke you and they try to get you to say something, and then they try to, you know, they try to get you to say something you don't mean to say. But that's what I say is, like, you know, think before you say stuff, and don't let people provoke you into saying stuff. You know, bad stuff that you don't mean. Oh, I'm always open to learning another language, Quartz. No, I'm not part Irish. I'm all Polish.
Conversation moves, so be on your way.
Tunnel snakes rule. Thank you, Butch, for the super chat. Yes, I can speak Polish. That's from Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is my favorite Fallout game because it's how dark it is. I just love that about it. Pro, you missed my super chat. I'm sorry, Patrick. Let me see here. Yeah, I'll stream the new Star Wars Outlaws game. Thanks for the video letting us know the MOC in the bunker is okay to use now. No problem, Ants. Oh, come on, I was trying to get through that. I would say just deliver the target. Today's my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Unusual MC.
Well, you'll get the going rate as soon as they're in a cell. Take him down there.
Probably later next week, James.
Is yours.
Oh, fool's gold. Why don't we do this? Okay, Quartz, I see you, man. No, I'm not sure. OMG, they killed Kenny. The easiest videos I make are playthrough videos. The hardest video, probably the North Yankton video, traveling all the way to North Yankton. Yeah, I would say that. Okay, there we go. Got him. Maybe I'll play Jedi Survivor. I'm not sure yet. What's my online rank? 432. Ah, come on. What? I couldn't shoot him through that. Okay. Slippery fire shotgun, okay. Oh, what the? Wow, that was... Carcano. on. Oh, come on. Damn. I'm gonna get him though. Okay. Oh, come on, no. Damn. Now the guy with the armor is gonna camp over there. Hey Pro, a small question. What is your favorite handgun based on preference? Thank you, Mark Kalos. Why are a few people calling Mr. Waifu racist? He's not? Well, thank you for the super chat, Ayan. Mr. Waifu just, I mean, he just, he made a comment saying that he sometimes says, like, you know, offensive words when he gets mad, you know, my advice... Let me get over here. Hang on. Ah, crap. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. He admitted to using offensive words when he gets when he got upset, but you know, my advice is that, you know, Mr. Waifu isn't, you know, I know Mr. Waifu for years. I don't think he's a racist, but you know, my advice is that, you know, there are sometimes people out there that try to provoke you and they try to get you to say something that you don't mean. And what I would just say is that, like, in those situations, is you just think before you speak. Because there are people who will try to provoke you and they'll try to get you to say, you know, offensive things. You know, me, myself, I never used slurs against anyone, but I did, you know, curse a lot. You know, if I got pissed off back in the day, I'd curse a lot. I'd drop F-bombs. I would yell at some people sometimes too, but I haven't really yelled at anyone in years. I haven't done that. But that's what I say, is there's some people that will just try to get you, mad. Hey, and that's it. And guys, you know, don't bother Mr. Waifu about this anymore. He's just going through some stuff, and it's just, you know, he admitted that what he said was wrong too. So. Well, this I don't know him personally, but I just like I said, I just known him for years, and I never got the vibe from him that he was racist, or he just sometimes gets mad and he has some issues. He's admitted to that in the past. He's apologized for it. He's sorry. Okay, let me get over here. Okay. Wait, were you trolling this man's? Do you think cursing is a part of a human being? Yeah, human beings curse all the time. Ah, great. Okay, there we go. Got the vest here. The Cayo Perico glitch, has it gotten fixed yet? Ah, great. Got me here. You see that story on Westfield basically shutting down the San Francisco Mall due to the amount of thefts occurring? I sent you on Twitter. No, I actually didn't see it. Wow, I didn't even get one kill that whole game. Man, I sucked. I really sucked. That guy that got 16 kills, there's no way he's level 34. He made a new character. Yes, I'll probably buy Payday 3, Nico. Man, yeah, I really sucked. I know I should use my tonics. I know. I'm usually much better at PvP than this. I was terrible. I was really bad that game. I think Star Wars Outcast will be good. I think it will. Our Outlaws. Is Bunker Billy safe? Yes, it is. Okay, so I'll probably be wrapping up the stream here. I'm just a bit hungry, but I'll still stick around and answer a few questions before I go here, guys. Oh, thank you, Chris, for the super chat. Thanks, man. Wait, what? Javier defending who? Okay. Downfall is Downfall is a great movie. It's a pretty messed up movie too, but it's a very important movie for understanding evil. Chris 2.0 Young, Eshnal, what if you have to get GTA Plus to get GTA 6? Oh, they won't do something like that. Don't worry about that. Yeah, Jin was right, definitely. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Red Bat. I don't think Rockstar will bring back the cars. Uh, flight delays? I've only had flight delays a few times. Usually my planes arrive on time. Well, Star Wars Outlaws is kind of like Star Wars GTA. My favorite Star Wars game, the original Star Wars Battlefront 2. Was it funny when Nico blew up that garage? Well, his reaction to the bomb was kind of funny, too. Thank you, Bunny. I think, no, the bunker thing has been fixed. Well, college, it depends on whether you want to do it or not. It's, college can be an exciting, learning experience, or it might be, something that you might not want to do. It's up to you, but don't let anybody, No, well, Viper, I don't really like anybody, I don't really like anybody more than anyone else. I treat everyone fairly. But I was just saying, about, Mr. Weifu is that, he apologized, he said he made a mistake, and, and I've known him for years, and, I don't think that he's, racist. He apologized for what he apologized for what he said. So it was, it was that, but it's like I said, is, don't say stuff like that, Mr. Weifu, because it's just not okay, but I know that you didn't, I know that you didn't mean it. Do you play on a TV or a monitor when you game and use your PC? I play on my TV through OBS. It has nothing to do with donations, Javier. I've known him for years. I don't think he's a bad person. He gets upset, and he has admitted that he has some issues. He has some problems. It's not okay what he said, but he apologized. And I was just explaining to him that sometimes there's people out there that try to get you to say, they try to piss you off, and they try to get you to say stuff that you're going to regret later on. But, he's not a bad person. I've known him for years. A guy called a bomb threat into McDonald's because they forgot his sauce? What? This is recent? Okay. Hello, Vinny. GTA 5 and GTA 6. Well, GTA 6 multiplayer will probably have some references to GTA 5 multiplayer, but no, they won't be connected. Alligator for Wendy's drive-thru? I could possibly add you when I get the chance. How can I see how long I've been subbed? I don't know if there's a way to see that. My camera's a little buggy. Yeah, it's this NVIDIA broadcast. Yeah, I could do a lore video on Lost City of Los Santos. Okay, guys, so I guess we'll be heading out here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you guys did enjoy the stream, do drop a like. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. And tomorrow we'll have the next part of Medal of Honor. Thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day.